Hey yo, what's going on YouTube? Stars down there again. Go hard, go home channel. You already know what it is, okay? So I'm coming on here today. I want to talk about a couple of three of the major issues I see in the Manosphere as far as me doing so far in my experiment and watching it. Okay. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button for me like I keep saying the whole time. I never ask you for money. I'm never gonna ask for money, cash apps, none of that junk. I just want the subscribers. So y'all hit the subscribe button now or later on at the end if you think what I'm saying is all right. If you're new, you hit the subscribe button later. But if you already been coming back, hit that subscribe button for me now. All right? And we'll talk about it again in the end. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hop into this. Let me get my blunt fired up here. But I think that the Manosphere has three major issues in it that's going to cause it to eat itself. The Manosphere is not being bothered as much as it was back in the days of Tommy Sotomayor. I don't know if y'all know who Tommy Sotomayor is, but he's kind of actually the guy who pioneered all this stuff with this Manosphere stuff and speaking out, I guess, about what men really think. And they flagged the hell out of this guy, and they got his channels taken down a lot. And y'all not having to deal with a lot of that these days. But that being said, I don't think that the same things he was talking about certain things, but what's coming about now is a lot of different stuff. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get to number one. Okay, the first major issue I see with the Manosphere is the abuse of younger males by older males. Okay, so-called selling them game or teaching them game or teaching them certain tactics or saying that these things, first off, they're complaining about shit that as older guys we should know shouldn't be even brought up in front of women. But what the thing is, what I say, they're abusing the hell out of these younger guys too. And the reason why I say it's abuse is because as I look at the whole thing, I start seeing how it is. You got a big Manosphere of consumer guys that's out there watching this stuff and everything else, okay? And they're going to try to implement this stuff in real life. But if you sit there and you look at the people that's actually putting out there, they don't have what some of these people are looking for. I.e., you got the Coach Greg Adams guy. I did a video about him, and I just go pay. I just go do this. It's not exactly what everybody wants. You got Lucario, AMS, Alpha Male Strategies. Both of them fit in the same category. I agree with a little bit more how AMS kind of puts his stuff out there, and he does say women changes and does kind of put accountability towards guys sometimes. But, his relationship status and stuff like that may not be what everybody wants. Okay? And he can move around like that. There's nothing wrong with being able to move around like that. You got Lucario, who's got the marriage thing and open marriage and whatever that is. Everybody don't want to live like that. I'm damn sure not trying to Will Smith it. So, some of these people are not really able to give people a balanced plan on what they should do. First off, none of them are starting off telling your ass, get your ass a real job. See, people be talking about this is that uncle and this is that dad or whatever that I didn't have, but that's not who that is, because if it was, they'd be telling your ass to get you a real job. My uncles was telling me that. My uncles was telling me that. You can forget about them women till you done got you a real job and some real money. Because they ain't finna care about that. They finna care about who got the real job and real money. And back then, women was picking based on resources. They didn't have their own jobs and stuff. The guys worked. And the women didn't really do too much. And they started moving on from there. But all that did was make it get worse. Because they got a job, and now they didn't need you for a job. So now, you know what I'm saying, it just changes things. But the thing was like this, I think that's a lot of these guys on this YouTube is abusing these younger guys. You selling them something. First off, they don't understand that the game is always sold, never told. And the thing about the game is, the game comes from pimps, guys. It comes from the game and shit like that. It's not this self-improvement junk that people keep talking. It's finessing and bullshitting. Is designed. It's the Jedi mind trick. It's only designed to work on weak-minded people. When they sold you these things, you was weak-minded because you didn't need to be told to have self-confidence in yourself. As long as you need another man to tell you to have self-confidence in yourself and stuff, women gonna look down on you too. Just go ahead and end that one there. All right. The game is always gonna be sold to you. It's not gonna be told to you. And you're more likely not gonna get what you want. You're gonna get some of it, but because you yourself personally is not involved in what you're doing, you're trying to use somebody else's plan, you're gonna get the results that they get. Same thing like if you make a cake. You use the directions, you're going to get what the other person got. Bam. It's just that simple, y'all. You follow the directions, you're going to get whatever they got. You listen to Coach Greg Adams, you're going to get what he got in the end. Paying for pussy. Some people want to do that. It's just not me. I mean, like, not to that degree. I don't mind doing the dating and junk like that because that's the normal way of doing it because you're going to pay anyway. You're going to pay. But, yeah. No. Not direct transaction. I don't feel like, I don't have, you gotta, So that's the first one I think is going on. The abuse of younger males that don't really know no better by older males that do know better, and they know they can sell this shit. It's kind of like the Hafiz thing just came out like a while back. And I think that guy's right. He's on to something. I'm gonna be paying attention to that for the whole time I'm doing this experiment. The majority of these guys are gonna wind up turning away from this stuff. Red pill and game. Because game is just pickup order stuff. I already did a video on Abba and Preach. Where Abba I think it's Abba. One of them, I don't know the difference between the two. I just know I watched them a couple times. One of them was talking about how he went to the pickup artist stuff, but he had to turn away from it sooner or later because it's going to turn you into a creep. And you won't see it coming. I'm gonna be doing a video later on about some of the comments that I be saying on my thing, and these comments give off creep vibes to women. They do. But these guys, they won't see it. They don't see it coming. They can't see they're doing it in the open. But that's because they got these older guys that are telling them A, B, and C when they really should be telling them, hey, look, some of this shit right here, you shut the fuck up right there and around women. We talk about that over there. Or you got to come to the house. Or we got to do a private session. But you don't go on here and on YouTube and talk about this and vent. Because you're going to show weakness to women. Some of them got courses about after they show weakness, how to get them back. Who does that? See, I'm just saying, guys, that's just junk that people, they probably wouldn't do that. Game is to be sold, not told. That is the thing about game. Whoever's buying it is getting hit on the head. And they're not going to get what they want. It's always been that way. If you know the true definition of game, if you know anything about it, see, they done repackaged this game thing and selling it as, that's what I say it's abuse. It's abuse to the other kids. They're abusing the younger guys. They're abusing the kids. Because it's like, okay, you done repackaged this shit trying to tell them it's doggone self-improvement when you know it's not. You know that it's finessing and bullshitting. You improving your finessing and bullshitting skills, yeah, you're doing that. But I mean, like, you can do that shit at work. We're going to quit beating that one. Let's go on number 2, okay? Number 2 is a lack of accountability. There's a lack of accountability in this Manosphere thing. Why do I say that? Well, on both ends of the spectrum, because you know I break it down to two ends of the spectrum. You got your game guys, and then you got your doggone red pillars and that type of junk. These two, now the two groups say they're not the same, but they all are. I've heard Lucario say a couple of times, you know, he be talking about something, and man, this girl texted me. I just hollered at her yesterday. I'm gonna have to let that shit, cause this is more important. I'm gonna text that bitch back though. Okay. Anyway, who did she text me first? No, leave it alone. Okay, listen. Focus. That junk ain't gonna work that way. Okay. So, lack of accountability. I'm just saying what happened to being a man. What happened to this right here? Okay. We need to become okay to be the bottom of the totem pole dude and expect for the higher up women to look at you. Because that ain't never happened. It's never been that way. It don't happen in the movies. It don't happen in school. It don't happen in real life or in fiction. We ended up become okay as a man to not have ambition. You know, and I put some of this lack of accountability is directly related to number one. Because these are the guys that are abusing the younger guys, they turn around too and say shit like, well, women need to settle. Well, women need to do this. And they know good and damn well that's not gonna happen. If you over 40 years old, you should know by now, women don't settle. The older that they get, the more shit they gonna stack on that plate. That's what's gonna happen. They ain't settling. If you gotta talk somebody down, you ain't got no game. You trying to say that, see, that's why they also have courses about how to raise that interest in you. I would never tell no guy that. There's videos on my channel right now saying that, hey, if she has low interest in you, you lower your interest in her. Because you don't have no interest in her. Low interest in you You don't do that. You don't try to raise her interest. Whenever you bartering and raising it and put somebody else's interest and stuff like that, guys, you are not the person in control. You are coming from a subordinate position. And that's why these females see y'all that way. This Manosphere shit is going to eat itself alive. You got these group of guys, these older guys, that are saying it's okay to do. No, it's not. You need to be getting your ass to try to have the best thing you damn can. And that should become just out of being a man. But these are the people that these guys look up to as uncles and dads and stuff like that. And see, that shit's gonna eat itself. Or you're gonna wind up with a bunch of guys that become losers because they don't understand that they was following a loser. And see, that ain't good either. Lack of accountability. What happened to being a man? What happened to ambition? Why all of a sudden everybody just got to be a regular Joe Schmo? I understand that you got a lower level. Okay, you got your 80%, 20%, 80% on 20% on both sides. But let me explain that to you guys. You see, you got girls in the 80% and you got guys in the 80%. You got guys in the 20% and you got women in the 20%. See, here's the problem with that. This 80% over here, these females, their junk ain't getting gauged like yours. You stand at 80% as long as you stay up under a certain tax bracket. You can't come out of there. On hers, she can go to the 20%. She can go up to the 20% of guys depending on her looks. And she don't even have to look good. You could, because guys have different ideas of looks. I might think somebody's butt ugly. He might think she's a dime. He's a millionaire. And I think she's ugly and he don't. You see what just happened? Even if she was in the 80%, that's not going to work that way. What these guys are doing, like I keep saying, it's abuse of younger guys. You're trying to get equality on the dating field with women by asking them to lower the standards, and that's not going to work. If you exceed the standards, you'll get that attention and stuff that you want, but you're not gonna get it till you get there. So then they can tell you you got a choice to make. You either gonna accept to be down here, this right here, and feed off the bottom, or you gonna try to get your butt up to the top. If they was really your uncle or your daddy, they would tell you that, but they don't. That's why I say this junk gonna wind up eating itself. It won't eat itself; it'll just exist there, and then there'll be a bunch of guys there complaining and jump for the rest of their life. You don't have an old gray-headed guys like I be seeing on the Game Kings with Lucario and junk, and Coach Greg Adams, big old long beard, and still gotta try to finagle shit. But women should be working with you by that age. They should be able to see that you stand out from the guys that's in the community. I stopped by this girl that texted me. I stopped by her house yesterday and talked to her. I ain't seen this girl forever. I hadn't dropped her phone number because I'm like, hey, look, you want to talk me back. But over this time that she been knowing me and all the other junk, she already could see that I'm different from everybody else. And she called me this morning. She texted me. I gave her my phone number. See what I'm saying? Y'all gotta start getting it like that. And these guys not telling you that you gotta get it like that. They trying to say that you're gonna talk these women out and you ain't. That's not happening. You can leave that alone for real, but the Manosphere thing, that's what's gonna just keep, it's gonna become a cycle. It's a perpetual cycle, and that's when we get to number 3. It's a perpetual cycle that's gonna put something into these younger guys that puts out creep vibes or misogynistic vibes to women. Because they're not focused on those things I was just telling you about, the accountability type things, which are man things, and they're saying, I don't want to do those things. I want you to, they sound like Mary J. Blige, take me as I am or have nothing at all. They sound like women to the women. Why does it put out misogynistic vibes? Because the red pill complaints and the game complaint. The game complaint of you gotta settle makes women think you hate them. And here's why. Because a lot of guys don't understand women. And this is what I'm trying to explain to them. Look, when you tell this woman she gotta lower her standards, that's like, put yourself in a situation, okay? All right, if I told you that you can't get this, or that, let's not talk about women because guys are willing to settle for women. What if I told to a certain guy and told him, you always gonna have to be the worker forever. You'll never ever make it to another level. You gonna have to settle for being the worker forever. You gonna have to settle with minimum wage forever. And you're not getting no raise. You're not getting nothing. This dude be like, well, who the hell do you think that I am? A nobody? And that's how they come in. Oh, you must think I'm a nobody. See, when you say, let's not start even beating that. I don't even gonna start beating that because it's just like way too much to explain, and we're already at about a 20-minute video, and I'll be trying to keep it down from there. But the first two things are gonna cause these guys that's out here trying to employ this stuff to give out certain vibes to women. And it's already showing in their leaders. Lucario, I did a video about him to stop asking women to settle. The whole 10-minute video of him trying to tell women they're gonna have to settle. That's already a bad thing. If you gotta do that, you already hurt. Doggone the Coach Greg guy with the I'm just gonna do you already lost. If you at that level, matter of fact, the younger women, you shouldn't have to be paying them. The younger women, by the time you 40 something, you should be able to get the young women off of your cars and your house and your properties and your dog. You should be able to get them off that. They should know that you big daddy because they're already looking at you as some type of sugar daddy because that's what he's playing it as. So if you're gonna look like that way, you may as well be able to control it and tell them, no, I ain't no sugar daddy. Yeah, you can get something from me the same regular way that you was gonna get it before. You gotta go. You don't have to be my little girlfriend. Doggone, let me be hitting it, and I got to feel a certain type of way, A, B, and C. You should be able to control it like that by then instead of doing all the other junk. But y'all ain't gonna never get educated to that because these guys ain't gonna do that. It's kind of an abuse system in that thing, and I don't really like that about it. But as we go along, we'll see what happens. Y'all drop the comments. Y'all drop the doggone comments to let me know what y'all think. And I'm gonna keep doing this experiment over the years and see what happens. But I'm already starting to see a lot of it happen already in like I say, like with the fresh and fit guys. You got them. That's another example. Can't get no respect on their own show from prostitutes. I mean, like, it doesn't make no sense, man. And it's not the women. It's because they doggone, yeah. It's because they putting off these creep vibes, the vibes I'm talking to you about, the misogynistic vibes. They're putting it out to women because they got a lack of accountability on their side as the man. They don't see it that way. But making a complaint, not even making a complaint, because they keep saying it's facts. I just report the facts. That's what he says. I understand it's just the facts, but just saying is like, it's like, what you gonna do about it? They want a guy with money, and so, oh, what the guy's gonna do about it? That's where lack of accountability comes into it. There's no sense to keep explaining it. Anyway, let's go. I'm out of here on this one. It's been Charged Down and Go Hard to Go Home. Y'all drop them comments. Y'all hit like, y'all hit subscribe, hit that bell so you can get the things when I put them out there. And thank y'all very much for y'all comments. I appreciate everybody's comments, and I try to respond back to as much of them as I can, or use them in videos. And I use a lot of the ideas that y'all talk about. Be trying to get it out there. And let's look at this Manosphere thing, guys, and try to. I feel like guys, the younger guys are being abused in that system. I want to know what y'all think about that. Let me know. I'm out. Peace.